Parker Schnabel's rise to wealth isn't just another rags to riches story, it's a saga filled with family secrets, unexpected roadblocks, and relentless ambition. People see him on Gold Rush, hauling in jaw-dropping amounts of gold. But there's so much more to his journey than reality TV could ever show. A lot of kids want to be astronauts, prothletes, or maybe rock stars. Parker Schnabel, on the other hand, wanted to mine for gold before he was old enough to drive. If you saw him back then, just a little boy, among towering excavators and endless piles of dirt, you might have wondered what in the world this child was doing in such a dangerous environment. But Parker wasn't merely tagging along for fun. He was studying every bolt on the machinery, every trick his grandfather used to read the land. He had a natural gift that most miners twice his age never fully developed, an intuitive sense for where gold hides beneath the surface. I remember this one time, recalls a longtime family friend. When Parker was maybe 11 years old, John was struggling to decide where to dig next, and Parker just walks up, looks at the landscape for a minute, and points to a spot nobody was considering. 2 days later, they hit one of the richest pockets of the season. Right there, it wasn't luck. The kid just understood gold. You know, when you see steam coming off the water, that's when stuff counts. You know, the season started with it when you're doing drilling, and it's ending with it with this cleanup. Even more surprising was his work ethic. While his friends in elementary school played video games or joined sports teams, Parker was sneaking off to learn how to handle heavy equipment. By his early teens, he already knew how to operate loaders, excavators, and wash plants better than many adults on those Alaskan claims. People in the local mining community took notice. They'd hear stories of a 10-year-old who could hold his own with the rest of the crew, and it sounded unbelievable. But Parker was just warming up. He soaked up knowledge like a sponge, asked endless questions, and refused to be brushed off despite his age. All that curiosity set the stage for the major turning point that would vault him from dedicated hobbyist to professional miner. That turning point came when Parker hit his mid-teens. His grandfather essentially handed him the reins to a real mining claim, running expenses, planning payroll, and of course, searching for gold that would pay the bills. By the end of the first season, under Parker's watch, the mine had produced enough gold to stun experienced prospectors who'd been in the game for decades. Word spread fast that there was a teenage gold mining phenom on the loose. Unsurprisingly, reality TV producers came knocking soon after. The idea was straightforward: capture the high-stakes drama of gold mining in the remote corners of Alaska and Canada. Just 4 years ago, you started to mine, and you got 100 and some ounces, and you were quite pleased, but you going to do better, and with the help of a wonderful crew, you now look at 3,000 ounces. Parker, with his youth, raw talent, and family history, was an irresistible protagonist. After consulting with Grandpa John, Parker agreed to let the cameras roll. That decision would change his life, forever transforming him from a local legend to an international sensation. When the first episodes of Gold Rush aired, Parker stood out immediately. Viewers were hooked on his non-nonsense approach, his willingness to tinker with new methods, and that signature Schnabel stubbornness. Ratings soared, and so did Parker's profile. Suddenly, he wasn't just a small-town miner, he was the face of a global television phenomenon, recognized in bars and supermarkets far from the Alaskan frontier. The first time someone asked me for an autograph in a grocery store in Seattle, Parker once admitted, I thought they were joking. I'm just a guy who digs in the dirt for a living. But fame is a fickle friend. Parker discovered that with camera crews following him around, every misstep or argument was fair game for public scrutiny, and as his operation expanded, so did the pressures and the rumors. No breakout star can avoid controversy, and Parker Schnabel is no exception. Almost as soon as his successes began hitting the screen, whispers started circulating. Some viewers claimed Parker had overshadowed older cast members, stepping on toes in pursuit of bigger claims. Others speculated about friction with fellow mining heavyweight Tommy Beats, suggesting that major personality clashes and land disputes might be brewing behind the scenes. Some rumors went even further, hinting at Parker's possible departure from the show. You just show up in the spring and shutting us down, Tummy. We just got started slewing. Really put the thing in. No more lossing hydraulic ripples. That's all. It's going to be all right. That's Tony. I don't give a what you do. I mean, contract is a contract, deal is a deal, rules are rules. Off we go. Whatever. Tony, the idea of him wanting to break free and start his own diehard fans. After all, if you're carrying an entire show on your shoulders, maybe you want more control. Look, mining isn't a democracy, he once said bluntly in an interview. When millions of dollars are on the line and winter's coming, I can't always worry about hurting feelings, but the guys who've been with me for years know I'll go to the wall for them when it counts. But while controversy might have made some watchers question Parker's attitude, they also boosted ratings. Viewers tuned in not only for the gold totals, but to see what Parker would do next and how he'd handle unavoidable setbacks. For Parker, reality TV fame was just one piece of the puzzle. The real money, of course, lay in the ground. Every time he discovered a promising new claim, he'd funnel his profits into heavier equipment, specialized crews, and advanced extraction technology. Over time, Parker built a sprawling network of claims in the Yukon, each one carefully scouted to maximize his gold output. The results were astonishing. Season after season, he was hauling in thousands of ounces of gold, sometimes worth millions in a single run. His success in the field attracted multiple sponsorships. Companies selling high-end machinery and gear wanted Parker's endorsement, banking on his credibility among gold enthusiasts. Worldwide, we paid like 1,400 ounces in royalties last year, and this year a 700-ounce difference after royalties. It's our most successful season. Yeah, it was a lot better of a season. He took advantage of these deals to upgrade his fleet, excavators, dozers, trucks, and still had money to spare for real estate investments. Before long, Parker owned stakes not just in mining territory, but in rental properties, commercial buildings, and even remote vacation cabins designed for adventurous tourists. That money didn't just vanish into offshore accounts or glitzy mansions. Though Parker's lifestyle, at least outwardly, stayed relatively humble, he still spent most of his summers in Spartan mining camps, bunking close to his crews. While gold mining might conjure up images of stripped landscapes and polluted rivers, Parker has been vocal about doing things differently. Early on, he recognized that the same land that gave him wealth needed protection for future generations. Critics pointed fingers at him, claiming that rapid expansion led to careless digging. In response, Parker revealed a series of initiatives focused on sustainable mining practices. He spent considerable sums on state-of-the-art filtration systems to ensure waste materials wouldn't spill into local waterways. Strictly regulated cleanups and land reclamation projects became standard at his sites once the gold had been extracted. In some places, Parker's team replanted native vegetation, effectively returning the landscape to its natural state and allowing wildlife to flourish again. His stance was clear: the Yukon was his home, and he wasn't going to tear it apart for profit without putting something back. Harsh winters often left older residents and families struggling, so Parker organized deliveries of essential supplies and helped fund backup generators. At one point, he established a scholarship at his old high school to encourage the next generation of mechanics and engineers, fields he knew were invaluable in a place like Alaska. Despite the glitz of being a TV star, Parker remained a down-to-earth presence in his hometown. He showed up to community events unannounced, offered to mentor teenagers curious about the mining life, and reminded them that there's more than one path to success outside of conventional college degrees. And while cynics might see his philanthropy as a PR move, those close to Parker insist it's genuine, rooted in gratitude for the land and the people who shaped him. It's the least I can do, because I look at where he's gotten me. If he wants to figure out what's in some hole in the ground, well, by God, we're going to go figure out what's in some hole in the ground. Hey, Parker Pack, this is Grandpa. I come up to see what you guys are doing, and I am impressed. Standing at the cusp of 30, Parker Schnabel has reached milestones many people don't hit until well into their careers. Yet talk to anyone close to him, and they'll say he's just getting started. While Alaska and the Yukon remain his home turf, word is he's eyeing prospects around the globe. British Columbia's gem mines have caught his attention, as have remote diamond sites. Some rumors place him in conversations with partners in South America and Australia, scouting rare mineral deposits that could send his net worth soaring even higher. But a global empire takes more than money and big talk. Parker knows he needs cutting-edge technology to maintain his competitive edge and ensure minimal ecological impact. His team has reportedly been experimenting with drone mapping, advanced geospatial software, and even specialized drilling equipment that reduces surface damage. The vision, a modern sustainable operation that can uncover gold, gems, and other resources without leaving a trail of destruction behind. One thing's for sure: if history repeats itself, the Schnabel name will remain etched into the gold-rich hills of Alaska and the Yukon for years, possibly decades to come. And whether it's through controversies or groundbreaking expansions, Parker Schnabel will keep us all watching, waiting, and wondering what he might uncover next.